Now we're going to start talking about the paraboloid primitive shape. Now the paraboloid is interesting. It's a little bit different than some of the other tools we've been using. It creates kind of an unusual shape. What it's going to ask me to do is start with a focus. Then what I'm basically doing here is selecting my length. Now once I do that, you can see it looks like nothing's happened until I start moving the mouse. Now, as you can see, based on the location of my focus, it makes sort of a rounded cone type shape. This can be anything from a steep pointed cone to more of an upper section, almost of a sphere, that's been cut off at the top. So once I click, my shape has been finished. The shaded preview, we can see that it's rounded on the end, and it's capped on the other side. Also of note, my point here is left over. This is the location of the focus. I'm going to delete everything, and let's start over. Solids, paraboloid. Now up here, look at our choices. We have vertex, mark focus equals yes, and cap equals yes. If I turn off mark focus, that point is not going to be left behind. I'll turn off cap as well. Again, our focus point, paraboloid direction, I'll choose up here. Then as I move the mouse around, shaded preview. And this time it looks more like a pen cap. As you can see, it's hollow. Now finally, I'll click vertex this time. I'll start here. Now this time, the length between my focus and my second point here that I'm about to lay down with the left click becomes very important. So I'll click here, and now I'm only able to draw the paraboloid with the edge parallel to this line that's been created between my endpoint and my focus point. So only by moving the mouse out to the sides am I able to change the length. This is a more exacting way to create the shape, which you may or may not need to use. So this has created more of a bowl type shape. Now these options are also available here. I'm going to right-click instead of left-clicking on my paraboloid tool. And what that's going to do is create what I've just showed you. In that way, it's easier to create more flattened, almost dish-like paraboloids. So from the flattened shape to the cone-like shape, or needle shape, the paraboloid can really be transformed into a number of different shapes or different uses. In Rhino, it's somewhat complicated to create a shape that actually ends in a curve. In other words, to better demonstrate that, we'll do this. This shape has a very smooth ending to it, as you can see here. It's like the inside of a sphere that's been cut off. Well, a paraboloid is a very useful way to create that shape where using curves might not give you quite the shape you're looking for. It would also be possible to create this paraboloid shape by indeed using a sphere and then chopping the top of it off and deleting the rest of the sphere.